Welcome back to my DIY channel. Today I'm going to be replacing my ejector pump. So my ejector pump, not a sump pump, it's an ejector pump for sewage. It stopped triggering automatically a few weeks ago, right before I went on vacation. So I've got my new pump here that I'm going to replace. A few things before you get started. I've got headlamp because it gets dark back here. I've got piece of cardboard to put the old pump on because it's covered in old sewage. I'm going to be replacing the pump and also adding a sump pump alarm. So this is a float switch that if the water level ever gets too high again, it'll trigger an alarm, and that way I know the pump is going out. I don't want it happening again when I'm on vacation. I've got a few other things here. Pipe cutter, going to be cutting through this pipe here, some PVC primer and cement, my Ejector knife, pipe coupler, got a trowel tool that I'm going to be scraping out the bottom of the pit with, some Teflon tape, and a 10-foot PVC pipe that I'm going to cut down to size in a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is take this lid off, and I will be right back with you. Alright, so I got the lid off. You can see it's completely full. The water line's right here. And basically it's not triggering because the float is not raising up. And this is an ejector pump, not a sump pump. It's for sewage. There is this waste line right here that runs in. And then I don't know if it's also a rainwater sump pump because it rained last night and now it's completely full. It was not this full because I just emptied it on Monday. Figured I'd show you guys a little bit more. So the way that I found this out the first time was it backed up this drain, and you can see there's water. There's water all the way up to this drain right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it is almost backed up fully. So if I hadn't done it today, probably would have flooded this drain and filled up this room with a bunch of water. It's a rainy day and we're down here in the basement fixing an ejector pump. Alright, now this is the fun part. So we're going to empty out this ejector pump, and I'm going to reach down with this, it's actually just a fire poker, and I'm going to push down on that float and pull it back up. And there it's triggering. Now you see the water level going down. And I'm going to let it keep running. Oh. So now that runoff pipe is going back in. Basically this float is not triggering the pump automatically, so I'm going to replace the entire thing. You can hear it trickling in. I'm going to run it a couple more times and try to get this as empty as possible. So there's the old pump in all of her beauty. I'm going to trigger it one more time. Looks like it's not going to flow. Alright, it's going. And notice that water that's coming out. That is the weep hole. And that will make more sense later when we drill our own in the new pipe. Let's get to the gritty part where I'm going to be scraping off the edges of that barrel. So I've got gloves, mask, eyes. I don't want to get sick from touching anything, so let's get in there. By the way, I am leaving the pump plugged in because I'm going to scrape it and plan to run some water in so it can actually eject this stuff and I don't have to scoop it out. Alright, I scraped it off the side and ran the pump a couple more times, and so now we're going to unplug it so it cannot be powered on, and we're going to work on cutting this and getting the old pump out. Alright, before we cut it, we're going to turn this into the locked position. I'm rotating it. Oh boy. Okay. So we're rotating it clockwise, lock it. Okay. Right, and that will prevent any wastewater from falling back through and falling on our hands or on the old pump or the new pump. All right, now we're ready to disassemble and take out the pump. What I'm doing, I'm using a 2.5 PVC pipe cutter, ratcheting to cut through this pipe here. And I'm doing that because I don't feel like taking this off every time, so I'm going to cut it. And what we're going to do instead is we're going to put this coupler right here with the new pipe, and that way it's easier to remove in the future. Okay, we got the pump fully removed. So it's empty down there. There's just a little bit of water, some water trickling in from the air conditioning runoff. So now I'm going to get the new pump connected to the pipe, and we're going to place it in and then put that coupling on. Okay, so we got the old pump removed. There it is. I'm going to let it sit there and drip some water so I don't drip it all over the house. But yeah, pretty nasty. I think it's about 20 years old. Bought this house 2 years ago. Went out this summer, so it's time for a new pump. So I've got this old piece here. I'm actually going to measure it, and we're going to go with 30 inches. And then I've got this 10-foot feet of pipe. So I'm going to go about 34, and I'm going to mark it here with a Sharpie. I'm going past so that I can just, I'll put it in there, and then I'm going to cut it so it's got a smooth connection with the pipe over there. Okay, so got my weep hole drilled at a 45. So I went in and then down and then drilled it in. So it's at about a 45-degree angle. And now my pump is ready to be lowered into the pipe. You can see here, this is the switch. So when the water level rises, you'll hear this click. And then it should raise back down and then turn the pump off. So pretty nifty design. Let's get it in there. Before I do that, I'm just going to get my new coupling put on here. And this is so that I don't have to mess around with it later. All right, check that out. It's all in there. See, now we got to cut it down to size, but it's all in. We can situate it. And that weep hole is back behind here. It's going to shoot into the back of the pump whenever it ejects. Okay, I'm also installing this sump alarm. So it's connected to this guy here. So if the water ever gets above the trigger point for the float, then this should start to raise. And then when it gets there, then the alarm should go off. So that alarm will go off, and then I'll know that the pump's not working. I'll link that in the description below, so you can put one in your system if you want. All right, everybody, looks like I got it all put back together. Got the coupler on, got the alarm in there, the float's going. It's been dripping runoff from the air conditioner, so it's slowly filling up. I am going to run the toilet down here, get some water going in there, and we're going to see if it ejects. Before I do that, I forgot, I need to put this back in the position where we can allow water to flow. All right. Okay, got that back in the vertical position. And I need to plug the pump in so it can run. Okay, pump's in, that's checked, coupler valve is sealed. So let's get some water in there and see if it works. All right, got it all put back together. The lid was definitely the most difficult thing. Got the coupling. I actually ran a new hole through this plunger for the blue cord for the alarm. Got the alarm screwed into the wall. I'll leave the manual here for the next homeowner. Connected it to Wi-Fi, so I should get alarms if the water level gets too high. That is another DIY project completed. I'll link the pump and the alarm on the description, Those are things I ordered on Amazon. Everything else you can get at Home Depot or your local hardware store. Thanks for watching, guys.